Welcome in to NFL Daily, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us. On today's show, we will break down the top NFL quarterback trade candidates. Who could be on the market and land with your favorite team? We'll break that down in just one moment. But before we get to that, another week in the National Football League. We want to make sure that your favorite team has some good mojo going. So go ahead and like today's video if you want your team to win this weekend. Don't need to take any risks. Don't need to jinx your team. Just go ahead and like today's video, and we'll go ahead and get started. Today, we are looking at 8 quarterback trade candidates for the trade deadline, which will be here before you know it. November 1st isn't really that far away. And with injuries and other things that pile up, I think everybody's got to have a list in mind of quarterbacks they could potentially turn to if something happens, or if you're a team like the Cowboys that you don't know when Dak's necessarily going to be back, what your options are. And so what I have done is I've compiled a list, and this ranking for me is not the top 8 quarterbacks on the trade market. These are the top 8 quarterbacks based on scenario and likelihood to get traded and team friendly. So all of those things factor in for my ranking here. So let's go ahead and get started. The first quarterback on the list is probably the most obvious name in Jimmy Garoppolo. The San Francisco 49ers quarterback, of course, led them to a Super Bowl championship game. Obviously, they didn't win it. A couple NFC championship games. Jimmy Garoppolo's won a lot over the years, but the talent level of being an elite quarterback just simply isn't there for Jimmy G. But now that his contract has been adjusted, that he's not going to get the 20-plus million, 26 I believe it was, that he would have received had they not adjusted his contract, his situation is not nearly as bad. He's going to get $6.5 fully guaranteed no matter what, and he can earn up to $16 million in incentives. But Jimmy G has some flexibility here. He has a no-trade clause in his contract. So the Niners, if they're going to trade him, it has to be somewhere Jimmy G wants to go. Of course, he's coming off off-season surgery as well and has a no franchise tag clause in his contract. The Niners, it's kind of twofold with Jimmy G, right? They would like to be able to get something out of him and trade him, but if something happens to Trey Lance, then Jimmy G is a great option, obviously. So Jimmy G, the first quarterback, kind of the obvious choice on our list. Number 2 is Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater has been a good quarterback in the NFL. He's just hasn't been able to stay healthy throughout his career at this point. And the situation with Teddy Bridgewater right now, he's on a 1-year deal worth about $10 million with $3.5 in incentives, and the incentives are based on playing time. 6.5 of that is fully guaranteed. And when you look at the Dolphins and their situation right now, they really liked what they saw from Skylar Thompson, their 7th-round draft pick. So the Dolphins might be more flexible to make a trade because then they can go to 2 quarterbacks and move up Skylar Thompson, who they believe in here. So the asking price for Teddy might not be as high as this for Garoppolo, quite frankly. Who knows? But Teddy, a very good quarterback. I think that he is a starting caliber quarterback in this league. There's a number of guys that I would rather have Teddy over than who's starting the league of that bottom tier. And he was off to a good start last year in Denver before he got hurt. So if you had to pick between these two, who would it be? This is our pinned comment today. Between Garoppolo and Teddy Bridgewater. Just give me one name between these two. If it's Garoppolo, type JG. If it's Teddy Bridgewater, type TB. Let me know in the comments section. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Let us know in the comments section which quarterback you'd prefer, Jimmy Garoppolo or Teddy Bridgewater. Let me know. Number 3 on my list is Gardner Minshew with the Philadelphia Eagles. And with Minshew, when they brought him into Philadelphia, it was kind of like a safety net for Jalen Hurts, right? And Jalen Hurts has passed the test so far at this point. I don't think the Eagles are going to turn to Gardner Minshew and bench Jalen Hurts anytime soon. Minshew, in the final year of his rookie deal, isn't owed a whole lot of money, just $2.54 million, and was brought into Philadelphia last year via trade from the Jags for a 2021 sixth-round pick. And the numbers for Minshew are pretty solid. His touchdown-to-interception ratio, 41-12. He does a good job taking care of the football. He can manage the game. Gardner Minshew, not a bad option if you need a quarterback. Another guy is Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley with the Baltimore Ravens. And with Huntley, look, Huntley's very talented, and he's done a really good job. But of these first four names we mentioned, he is going to be the hardest to pry out of his situation because the Ravens are really high on Huntley right now. He's on a very team-friendly contract, just under $900,000. Last year went 1-3 filling in for Lamar, but this preseason, I would argue that Huntley was the best backup quarterback in the entire NFL this preseason. Only 5 incompletions, over 260 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was great. And the Ravens, remember, you have a mobile quarterback in Lamar Jackson. They've already dealt with some injuries with Lamar. Huntley can step in, and the offense doesn't change at all. It's not like that they just switch things over to a pocket quarterback and everything's different all of a sudden. No, they run the same scheme with Tyler Huntley. And with Lamar's future uncertain, with the contract situation, I think that they want to hang on to Huntley as long as possible unless they get an offer they can't refuse. But Huntley, very talented, excited to see what he can do if he's ever able to get a full-time opportunity to be a starter somewhere. But Huntley, a very good one. Today's show presented by BetUS, and BetUS offering a great deal just for NFL Daily viewers. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, they'll give you a 125% deposit bonus. You may be asking yourself, well, what does that mean, Tyler? Well, you put $100 down. They'll give you $125 to spend for free when you use the promo code NFL Daily at checkout. That's like getting a pizza, and they give you an extra pizza and then a slice for free. Quite the deal on hand. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code NFL Daily at checkout. We now turn our attention to Jordan Love. Jordan Love, I feel like, always gets forgotten about. The Green Bay Packers quarterback sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. And Jordan Love, I almost feel bad for what he's dealt with of, what is this, a third, fourth year now that he sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and there's no sign that he's going to be the starter there ever in Green Bay. That's Aaron Rodgers' team. All of that has been settled now. And you look at his situation, still has 2 years remaining on his rookie deal. Not owed a lot of money, $1.73 million, $2.29 next year, and then still has the fifth-year option available for 2024. Look, the contract situation's friendly, and you have, some good length on that contract, 2 years of not a whole lot of money. But the bottom line is, of what we've seen of Jordan Love in his limited time has not been good. If you bring in Jordan Love, it's all based on potential. It's based on, is he the quarterback that you saw in college? If you are bringing him in based on what we've seen in the NFL, you might be very disappointed, quite frankly. So Jordan Love, it's a situation where you hope that he can finally evolve if he was given a full-time shot, and also that you like that contract situation with Jordan Love. So he's another name. No way that his trade market is even close to what it was when he was a first-round pick. You're not getting a first-round pick. You don't have to give that up for Jordan Love, quite frankly. I don't think the Packers would get that much for Jordan Love right now. Another name is Mason Rudolph, and the Steelers would desperately like to get rid of Mason Rudolph right now. Mason Rudolph, I don't think, has been that bad when he's gotten chances to fill in for Ben Roethlisberger over the last few years. Just when you look at it with Mason Rudolph, he's just never going to be that guy. He can be a solid backup for you, and he can come in and win games, but I don't think Mason Rudolph is the guy that you want leading your franchise, quite frankly. He's a good teammate. I think all of us, unfortunately, know most about Mason Rudolph for the helmet hit that he took at the hands of Myles Garrett. But in Mason Rudolph's case, I like the guy. He's very talented. He's shown his moments from time to time, but that's not a long-term solution. There's a couple guys on this list here that still have potential to be a long-term solution. Mason Rudolph is not that long-term solution there. You tell me now. Name a quarterback you want your team to trade for. If you're in the quarterback market and you're looking for one of these guys out there, who would you look to? Let me know in the comments section. Give me one name, whether it's somebody we mentioned or somebody we have not mentioned. Let us know in the comments section below. Here at Chat Sports, we are covering the NFL each and every day like no one else is, with the latest news, rumors, live shows, and more. And we do our Red Zone show every Sunday as well, as we give you live updates from what's happening all across the National Football League. Be an award-winning subscriber right now to Chat Sports so you never miss a moment of the latest happenings across the NFL as well as in college football and the NBA. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Be a real one. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did at youtube.com/chatsportstv. A couple more names for you. Let's go to number 7 on our list. The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, is on that list. He's currently playing for the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints are in a spot with flexibility if somebody came to them wanting Andy Dalton because Taysom Hill's there. Taysom Hill could be your backup quarterback, although Taysom Hill hasn't been that great either. But nonetheless, Andy Dalton on a 1-year, $6 million deal right now. About $3 million of that is guaranteed. And we've seen Andy Dalton be successful. He's been to 3 Pro Bowls. He's got a winning record as a starter, 77, 69, and 2. Andy Dalton, if you're looking for a veteran, Andy Dalton could be your guy potentially, speaking. A guy that has been there in some big game situations over the years. Last quarterback is Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold has dealt with a lot of injuries, some inconsistent play. I mean, the NFL career for Sam Darnold has had a lot more lows than highs at this point. I think that's putting it kindly. But we still have not seen Sam Darnold at full health and then what he can do. There's still a chance that there's potential with Sam Darnold if he can stay healthy. Now, the other factor in all this, why Sam Darnold is last on our list, he's coming off an injury, recovering from a high ankle sprain, and he's playing on an $18 million contract. Really, when you round it up, about $19 million, and it's fully guaranteed. Not great. No thanks. I'm not giving $19 million to Sam Darnold. But you know what? If somebody wants to do that, if that's your thing, maybe the Panthers could take some of that money for you. But I don't know, Jim. I'll pass, quite frankly. But there you have it. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining us here on NFL Daily. If you made it to the end of today's video, that means you are a real one. Spam real one in the comments, and we will see you next time here on NFL Daily. As always, you can follow me on social media. I am on the Twitter as well as the Instagram and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live. And here's what I'll do. For the first 10 people that follow me from today's show, I'm going to follow you back because that's the type of guy I am. We'll see you next time here on NFL Daily. Thanks for joining us.